Britain loves a meal deal. You save a little bit of money on your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, so who can blame us? From lunch meal deals, to fast food meal deals, to supermarket dinner meal deals, we've got everything. Today we're going to be looking at supermarket lunch meal deals to determine which one is the best of them all. I'll be using the hoisin duck wrap being my favourite as a control across all supermarkets, and that will get scored out of 5. If they don't have a duck wrap, we'll take 1 point off them. We'll then add the cost up of the wrap, the most expensive drink and the most expensive snack, work out what the savings made in total are, and for every 50p saved, that supermarket will gain 1 point. Anyway, first meal deal, let's get into it. Now we're going to start off with the OG, being Boots. Apparently Boots was the first place to establish the meal deal back in the 1980s, where they thought putting a sandwich, a snack and a drink together for a little price would take off, and it did, because every supermarket has copied it. We'll start off with the duck wrap, our control measure. Now they did have a duck wrap, as you can see quite clearly. That's filled really nicely. It looks like it's got a decent amount of sauce, not too much. Good amounts of cucumber. The Boots duck wrap. It's okay, if I'm being honest. I think it could do with even more sauce. It's nice and fresh though, the cucumber's really good in it. The duck is a little dry when it doesn't have the sauce on it. Then also the wrap to filling ratio. It's quite a bready wrap. I think I'm gonna have to give this one a 3 out of 5. The wrap itself was £3.35. The drink, though most expensive, was this coconut water, £2.75. I haven't really drunk loads of coconut water in my life before. Oh, that's actually really nice. And finally, and I think this is really cool, an individual goo pot for lunch for my final dessert. This was £1.99. As the Boots meal deal is £3.99, these bring you a saving of £4.10. Goodness gracious me. That is exceptional. So with the wrap as a 3 out of 5, savings of £4.10, Boots comes in with a respectable 11 points. Pretty good going to start things off, I think. Co-op now, which meal deal comes in at £4. Now they didn't have the duck wrap, so it's going to be losing a point because of that. So I got with the most sort of similar that I could, and it is a southern fried style chicken wrap in its place. Quite a messily made wrap, tearing at the sides already. That's decent, you know. The flavour's there. It's got the crisp and the crunch of the lettuce, which tastes really fresh and really nice. The chicken is actually good. It's got a little bit of crunchy coleslaw in there as well, but it's got the right amount of sauce to like meld everything together and mop it all up with. Really good wrap to filling ratio. I really like that. Wrap wise, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Unfortunately, it does lose a point for not being a duck wrap, so respectable 3 out of 5. To wash that down, we get a Emmy Cafe Latte Skinny, which was its most expensive drink at £2.85. Now these don't come with straws anymore, do they? Because like to reduce the amount of plastic or something, yeah, it's got this giant plastic lid on top of it. It says to shake it first. It's not too sweet. I would have liked, there you go, it's a low coffee intensity. I would have liked it a little bit more. I like my coffee strong and bitter. I'm married to a Colombian, and her entire family, they like so much sugar in it. You're ruining it. I was so shocked to learn that Colombians have sugar in their coffee, but hey, here we go. For the snack, there is this nomadic strawberry thing. I think it's like a granola yogurt. I'm actually scared to open this. I'm not sure how. What on earth? Oh, there we go. Find the spoon, shake the pot, combine and dig in. Ooh. The granola lacks any real flavour, but it's all right, it'll do. It's not bad. Now the wrap by itself would have been £3.40, meaning for the £4 meal deal, this is exactly £4. £4 gives it 8 points, 3 points for the wrap. This comes in tied with Boots at 11 points. So our next offering comes from Sainsbury's. This meal deal gives you exactly the same things as most of the others, and it costs £3.75. Interestingly, if you have a Nectar card, there's no extra saving. Just a little side note, I do have pretty much all of the loyalty cards. I don't really care about signing up for them. I've got a burner email address for them, which is a nice little hint for you if you don't like signing your life away. Make a little burner email Sign up to all of these kind of things with it. If it saves you money, it saves you money. Just, why not? I feel like now's a good time to say, guys, 76% of you who watched the last video in this series weren't subscribed. So hit that subscribe button right now. Do yourself a favour. It's cheaper than these meal deals. They have the duck and hoisin, which is good. It says no mayo though. Does duck and hoisin normally have mayo? Nicely filled. Doesn't look too like wrappy and bready. Let's go Sainsbury's. That is an exceptional duck wrap. You've got the freshness of the cucumber, which is really, really lovely. The duck in there, you can't quite see it there, but there are huge just chunks of duck which come out, which are really, really nice. And then it's a good amount of sauce. It's not too little, it's not too much. I don't know how a cheap meal deal wrap like this could get much better. Is it too much to give it a 5? I'm gonna give it a 5. If one of the others blows me out of the water, maybe we'll knock it down, but this is good. Now we get a Starbucks Grand Cafe Latte for our drink, which was the most expensive drink here at £2.80. And this one, not so cheap that it doesn't come with a straw. Just have a paper straw. Oh, that's good. It's almost got no sweetness to it, just a tiny bit, and then it's actually quite strong coffee. I wouldn't buy this by itself for £2.80, but as it comes with this like meal deal, definitely. And finally, the most expensive snack they had in was £1.50 and was these chicken satay skewers with a sweet chili sauce. I mean, I thought chicken satay, like the satay sauce is peanut, so I don't know if they just named this incorrectly. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but we'll try without the sauce. Perfectly meh. Better with the sweet chili sauce, but all it tasted was sweet chili sauce. With the wrap costing £3.15, all of this together comes to a £3.75 saving. At 0.75, I should probably round up. So that's 8 points, giving Sainsbury's altogether a very impressive 13 points. We're at Morrison's next. The whole meal deal itself, £4. If you've got a Morrison's More card, that's £3.50. So you get a little saving of 50p. It looks okay. A little bit dry maybe. I mean, after that Sainsbury's one, this has got to be impeccable to top it. This one's really dry. It doesn't have loads of sauce. It's really like tortilla-y in the middle. Not my favourite duck wrap. In fact, I think this is my first Morrison's meal deal. And I don't rate this at all. The wrap, unfortunately, it's gonna have to be a 2. The most expensive drink is one of these naked smoothies, and I love these smoothies, especially the green one, which is why I got the green one, but all of them came in at £2.60. Oh, they've also adopted this lid thing. I hate it so much. Scratches your nose as you're trying to drink. Now you gotta hold it like this to even bloody drink it. It's so tasty. Probably the nicest green smoothie out there. But then the snack I got was £1.79, which is this strange nomadic yogurt thing. Not had one of these before, but it's protein and fibre. Smooth oats, yogurt and fruit. This one is banana and honey. It's not the best. I feel ever so slightly like a child with a froob or something along those lines. It's not really for me, that. With the More card, there's a saving of £3.74. Meaning I've got to round it down and I only get 7 points. That plus the 2. Morrison's comes in bottom with 9 points. Next up, we've got what is arguably the most famous of the meal deals, and really weirdly, since I've started filming this video, all I'm getting as targeted served ads is just meal deals. Tesco meal deals. Constant Tesco meal deal adverts. Hoisin duck, no mayo. To be honest, if I get a meal deal, I normally go Tesco. So this will be interesting to see if I rate this just as highly as some of the other ones that we've had. Now it does look good. Plenty of sauce, really well filled, decent sized pieces of duck. That's extra saucy. I need another couple of bites, I think. All the sauce is down one end, and it's not the end where all the duck is. There was a nice sized piece of duck at the front. There's very, very little in the ways of cucumber and lettuce. Honestly, it's fine. It is tasty. It is tasty. But it doesn't have as fresh crunch as some of the others. It doesn't have the right sauce to meat ratio. That said, it's not the worst one we've had, so I think I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. Our drink from this one is Jimmy's Iced Coffee, specifically the caramel one. Not usually huge on like caramel coffees. £2.75 this would have cost me outside of the meal deal. So Tesco meal deal, £4 without a club card, £3.60 with a club card. So with the club card, it is one of the better priced ones, but are the savings worth it? Let's try this Jimmy's iced coffee. Never had a Jimmy's before. Oh, I like that. That does not taste as sweet as you would think. I think I would get that again. And now Tesco for the snack. Someone explained to me how this is a snack. It's an entire Ginster's bake. Cajun spiced chicken to be precise. This is a main. I mean, it's cool that you can get it, but it's a main. Last time I had a Ginster's, I believe it was my petrol station video, I got quite sick. So I'm not gonna eat this. Tesco gives us a saving of £3.65 on our meal deal, which comes to 7 points, plus a 3 for the wrap. Tesco altogether, a solid 10 points. Now I wanted to shout this out as well, because I thought Tesco were the only one who did it, but going around shopping, it seems that everyone is now doing a premium meal deal. Now what's the difference with a premium meal deal? A little bit more expensive. For Tesco, it was £5.50 or £5 with a club card. It's a whole £1.40 more. But Sainsbury's seems to be doing it. Morrison's seem to be doing it. But here's the thing, the snacks and the drinks are the same. So really, you're just getting a premium main. I bought the gochujang barbecue chicken and kimchi style slaw wrap. I want to see, is it ultimately better than some of the other wraps we've had? It's a seeded wrap, I guess that's premium. It's got a good flavour to it. Filled with lettuce, like absolutely filled with lettuce. But that's it. It's filled with lettuce and sauce. Very little of the actual chicken. Is it worth the extra money? £1.40? Well, with this wrap, definitely not. All right, so today and next up we have Asda, who probably have the weirdest meal deal of all, because theirs is just buy a sandwich, a drink, and a snack, and get the cheapest one free, which is a really, really weird way of doing it. So my 3 items, the duck wrap was £3. There was this shake for £2.25 and a hummus snack for £1.99, meaning this is what I got for free. Meaning all we did was save £1.99, making that 4 points in savings. Rubbish. And altogether it cost me £5.25. To even try and score well, this has got to be exceptional. Relatively okay amount of filling. Duck looks a little bit pale maybe. This one's a little better than it looks. It's got really long pieces of cucumber in there, which I quite like. The duck tastes good. I'm liking the amount of sauce in this one. I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5. Got a high protein chocolate shake to go with it. Got one of those annoying lids again. Actually doesn't taste proteiny. That is really nice. I'll be having more of that later. And we'll try this little hummus pot. Just your standard hummus. Little circular chip things. It's called chip and dip. And the hummus is nice. These don't taste of anything. Despite a good duck wrap, Asda comes in very, very poorly here with measly 8 points. Waitrose meal deal next, which comes in at £5. Considering Waitrose is quite expensive, you do still actually make quite a decent saving here. They didn't have the duck, but more just they didn't have the duck. It does feel a little bit harsh to take a point off them, but I made up the rules and I'm sticking to it. However this tastes, -1 point. Oh well, this is already a good sign. You open the wraps and they're not stuck together. Most of them are immediately stuck together. So that already seems quite good, filling on all sides. This looks like the most put together wrap that we've had so far. I can just imagine how good the duck one would have been. It is proper, well, thick, chunky, juicy pieces of chicken. All of the fillings are just everywhere. So you do get some really good filling in every mouthful. Giant, thick piece of chicken right at the end there. My only complaint, there's not enough sweet chili in this for something called a sweet chili. I think this might be the best wrap so far. That wrap, 5 out of 5. Sadly, it loses 1 point, so it gets a 4, but that was exceptional. The most expensive drink came in at £2.65 and was this coconut water, which I'm not going to drink again considering we just drank it. It does leave a bit of a funny aftertaste in your mouth sometimes, I think. Like, this does feel like way too much coconut water. It's hench, it's hefty, it's the size of my face. Like, nah, don't need that much. But the most expensive snack, £2.50 chicken katsu bites. Like, look, big, thick chunks of chicken here. and a katsui mayo, I believe. This right here, this just wins. Best snack. I'm just gonna eat it all right now, it's so good. Everything all together came in at £9.05p. Cancel that down to the £5, that's a saving of £4.05. And that all together gives Waitrose 12 points. Last but not least, we have the M&S meal deal. Now, I know there are like Amazon Fresh meal deals. WH Smith supposedly did a meal deal. Went to WH Smith, don't have them. Amazon Fresh, there's not one anywhere near me. So we're settling on M&S being our last one. Looks good, only one that comes like this. Now this is the most expensive meal deal, coming in at £6, and tell you the saving in a little bit. Looks quite well made, other than the fact that there's just kind of sauce everywhere, but that might have just been how I transported it, I'm not too sure. Let's go. I'm not too sure on this one. It's a lot of cucumber and a lot of lettuce. It's not a bad thing. But then I think there's too much sauce. I'm not too happy. I think there is way too much sauce. Sauce to duck ratio, definitely something to be desired. I'm not all that impressed. Very, very middle of the range. Sorry M&S, but I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. Now the most expensive drink I could find was this cloudy lemonade. And I do love an M&S cloudy lemonade. Not that this has any bearing on anything, but it's gonna be a nice drink. There's something about cloudy lemonade. I'm not a big fan of normal lemonade and things like Sprite and things like that, but cloudy lemonade, always amazing. Pink lemonade, love a pink lemonade as well. M&S pink lemonade, amazing. Now the most expensive snack was a little mini Colin the Caterpillar. So I'm actually quite happy with that. Who doesn't love a Colin? A cool and cute little snack. And I'm very happy with that. Save the face for last, obviously. It's a Colin-shaped mini roll, and it is a good mini roll. So altogether we come to a subtotal of £8.60, meaning for a £6 meal deal, we literally just saved £2.60. Awful, isn't it, Colin? M&S scores 5 points there, plus the 3 for the meal. It's just 8 points. And there you have it, Sainsbury's wins, and I don't want to eat a duck wrap for a long, long time.